What's up, y'all? I'm out here at the range, as you can see behind me. Been out here doing some pretty interesting testing today. It was supposed to be cloudy all day, but luckily the sun's fought it off, so it's keeping me a little bit warm out here. It's been kind of a mixed bag so far as performance on the rounds out here today, but this one right here should be some more good 357 Magnum. So the jelly contraption's ready to get down to business out here with the 2 chronos and a couple of blocks of gel. Now this far block is pretty full. I've done a couple of tests, so I'll leave some links if y'all hadn't seen those. I did have a couple little sneaky peeks to come into this one up here, but should have plenty of room to get this done. Of course, as always, like I mentioned, I'm using a heavy clothing barrier on the gel with a layer of denim, fleece, and 2 layers of cotton t-shirt. And what we got here again is some good old 357 Magnum. We've got the Underwood 357 Mag 158 grain loaded with the XTP projectile. Now the box velocity on this is saying 1,500 feet per second. As you can see, as usual, nice nickel plated case there with that XTP projectile in it. I've tested quite a few 357 Mag and 38 Special Plus P loads lately that were just plumb pitiful, just nowhere near up to the speed that you expect from a Magnum, so I'm expecting good things out of this right here. Now I'm not sure what length barrel they're getting that 1,500 out of, but we're gonna run it through a couple of different ones here today. For a shorty, we're gonna run the Taurus 605 here with a 2-inch barrel. I know we won't see the 1,500 out of this, but I'm always curious to see what they'll do out of 2-inch barrels. And then for the longer one, we've got the 4-inch barrel GP100 here. So I got a feeling this right here is going to break my streak of pitiful performing 357 mag rounds, but let's get this stuff reset and let's find out. All right, let's see how much we can squeeze out of this, y'all. And we'll do a 5-round average from each one. We'll start with the 2-inch 605 first. Now, like I always mention, if you're not familiar with my channel, haven't watched it, this lab radar is going to give you multiple velocity readings. You're going to have a large number for your muzzle velocity, and then the 5 across the bottom, one of them set for 3 yards, which is roughly where the gel is here at 10 feet. And then you've got 10, 15, 25, and 50. So remember, this is saying 1,500 on the box. Obviously, we won't see that out of this 2-inch. If I can get into 1,200s, high 1,200s even with this, I think that's pretty doggone good for a 158 grain out of a little 2-inch revolver. So let's see what we get, y'all. Woo, that feels spicy. 1270, that's what I was looking for right there. Woo, that feels spicy. 1276. 1281, that's some good stuff, y'all. 1253, that is some spicy stuff, y'all. And 1218, so it's about time we got a hold of some more good 357 mag. Let's see what the average is. All right, so our 5-round average on that was 1,260 feet per second. We had an extreme spread of 63 and a standard deviation of 25.7. So 1,260 feet per second, again, out of a 2-inch little snubby revolver like that, 158 grain. I think that's pretty good. So let's get it reset and let's see what the GP100 does. All right, let's see what happens when we double the barrel length here. We got the 4-inch GP100. Again, the box saying 1,500. Now, being that we saw 1,260, say 1,300 rounded up out of that 2-inch, we ain't gonna see 1,500 out of this 4-inch. There ain't no way we're gaining 200 feet per second with 2 inches of barrel from this revolver. So I imagine they use probably 6-inch, something like that. So let's see what we get out of this one, y'all. That's some good stuff is what I can tell you. 1401. 1461, 1428, 1447, and 1413. So again, not the 1,500s, but a pretty good jump right there. Let's check the average. All right, so that time we got 1,430 feet per second. We had an extreme spread of 60 with a standard deviation of 24.3. So 1,430, not the 1,500, but for a 4-inch barrel, 158 grain, that's not too terrible at all. So it's 1,430 on that. And if you remember on the 605, it was 1,260. So we picked up what, 170 feet per second. So I guess I was wrong. We almost picked up 200 feet per second. So big difference there. Now, all that being said, even with that big difference, I think they're both going to do a fantastic job inside the gel. But let's get this stuff reset, and y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, it's when you need to bag them, break out the Magnum jelly time. We'll put one of each into the gel, starting with this 2-inch first. I think both of these are going to do really well. I don't know what to expect as far as penetration out of these. If they get a lot of fragmentation, we'll probably stay in the first block. Who knows, we may go on into that second block. Let's see what happens, y'all. Whoo, that was a good one right there. Let me go see what I got. All right, I should have known I was underestimating the penetration on that stuff right there. It's been so long since I had a good 357 Magnum, I forgot what they actually do. Well, let's try this 4-inch and see what it does. I expect more good stuff from it. I don't know about penetration. We may get more expansion, and so may not go quite as far, or may be about the same anyway. All right, that should have been another good one. Let me go see what we got. All right, y'all, that would have been another good one. I can just tell by the disruption in the gel, but it decided to take a hard left down there. So this is gonna make things tricky for y'all to see all of them probably, but should be okay. All right, that should have been absolutely perfect between them other two. Let's go check it out and see what we got. All right, let's check out what we got down here. Very, very nice performance from all three of these rounds. No doubt about it. This is just what you want to see from 357 Magnum. So we'll start up here on the very top. That's the one from the 605, the 2-inch barrel. Comes in here, very, very nice disruption. You can tell immediate expansion. Carries all the way through this first block into the second block, probably 3.5, 4 inches or so. And looks like you got some really nice penetration for that to be only 2 inches of barrel length. And then skipping down to the bottom, that was the first one from the GP100 with the 4-inch barrel. Again, fantastic energy dump disruption here all the way through this first block into the second block, and it pops out the side right here. And believe it or not, I actually got this projectile. It went back that way towards me, and it landed on the ground about halfway between this gel and where I'm at back there. So it popped out here and went back about 5 feet from here. And there's no doubt it was basically at the end of its travel, because the second one is right in between those two. That's from the GP100. Again, fantastic energy dump disruption. Now I can see some fragmentation here from that one, maybe from this one down here too, but definitely some fragmentation there, just a little bit. Carries again all the way through this first block, and then there you could probably see the projectile right there. So a little bit of forward momentum is to about right here. So it was almost the same place as this one that went out the side, and some very, very nice expansion on that one. So as far as your penetration, this one here from the 2-inch 605 is out here at 20.5 inches. The first one from the GP100 went out the side here at exactly 20 inches. And then the second one from the GP100 has exactly 19.75 inches of forward momentum. So absolutely fantastic penetration, and just about the same from all three of those. And here's your close-up of them. Again, on the top, that's the 2-inch, and the bottom two are the 4 inches. So very, very nice from all three of those. I mean, that right there, you can't ask for a whole lot more than that. As you can see, all three of them into this second block. Right there is where the one poked out the side right here. Up here, that's the one from the 2-inch 605, and then down there kind of in the back, that's the other one from the GP100. And then again, an angle from above, they look about the same from above. So really, really nice disruption no matter how you look at it. Into this second block once again, there's the one from the GP100, and then there's your one from the 2-inch 605. All right, let's check out these projectiles, y'all. This one right here, this is from the Taurus 2-inch 605, and these two are from the GP100. The far right is the one that popped out, and this one is the one we kept. These two look basically the same. There's a little bit of difference between them. This one that popped out, I don't think it peeled back quite as much, and it doesn't look like it lost as much lead, but they look basically the same size. And then the one through the 605, obviously you can see it didn't expand as much, but still very very, very nice expansion for a 2-inch Taurus revolver running a 158 grain round. A closer look at these from the GP100 again, very, very nice expansion from these. That was the one that popped out the side again. As you can see, they look really, really similar, but if you can look close, you could tell this one here probably retained a little bit more lead. All of them lost quite a bit. You can see a good bit of fragmentation in the gel. So let's check that and see how much they did lose. They started at 158. We'll do the 605 here first. That one's down to 155.8, so not a whole lot of loss there, but I can see all the tracks after I started pulling. You can see a lot of little fragments. This one through the GP100 that popped out the side is 152.2, so definitely a little more loss there. And then the one from the GP100 that we kept is 150.6, so the most loss of all from there, but really not a whole lot from any of them. And then as far as the size, we'll start with this 2-inch 605 first. You got 500, 489, and 494. So that's some really nice expansion to be coming out of a 2-inch revolver. And then these two from the GP100, this one here that we ended up catching, you got 530 and 544. And this one that popped out, you got 529 and 539. So really, really nice expansion for 357 mag from all three of these. And there you have it, y'all. The 158 grain XTP loaded by Underwood. Very, very nice performance all the way around here. Nice velocity, very nice penetration, nice expansion for a 357, especially this one right here out of a 2-inch. That's always impressive to see really good results from a 2-inch revolver. Not really a whole lot more to say about these. I personally think they all did a very, very nice job. All right, y'all, that's a wrap for another good 357 Magnum test. And I believe since I had a couple of stragglers and I had a couple of redos, I'm gonna probably wrap it up right there for the jelly testing. As far as these rounds right here go, absolutely terrific performance again. I think you can't ask for a whole lot more out of these, especially from that 2-inch revolver. Again, I think it's really, really nice every time I see and feel some really good performance and power from that 2-inch revolver. Those of y'all out there who run a good bit of 357 mag know just how tough it is sometimes to find good rounds. It's just like 10 mil. So most of these companies out here insist on just watering this 357 Magnum down so bad. So it's definitely good to see another round that's being loaded close to its potential. But let me know what y'all think about it. Those of y'all who do run 357 mag, are these rounds some that you've already been running? After you see these results, is it something that you might consider picking up? And if you do run a good bit of 357 mag, what do you think about the level of performance out of these? Does it live up to your expectation of 357 mag? If you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you got your notifications turned on so you don't miss anything when I upload it. Like I remind you every time, check out those affiliate links in the video description. That's a good way to get something that you was gonna get anyway and help support the channel at the same time. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and anything you buy from those links, I get a kickback from them towards the channel, so I really appreciate that. Once again, a huge thanks to all my Range Gang members and every single one of y'all for supporting the channel. I've had a lot of fun out here. The sun has fought these clouds as long as it can, I believe. It's starting to get really, really overcast and the temperature's dropping quick. So I'm gonna call it right there for the testing and take care of a couple little maintenance items I need to do while I'm out here. Y'all be on the lookout for a lot more good stuff. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.